So I was thinking about how in my last video, not so much thinking about the naked butt part, but the just what constitutes failure for me personally, like how I would define that. And it's really worth thinking about. And so if I imagine myself, say, on my deathbed and wondering, by what, just how I would judge myself. And the one that comes to mind, just the easiest, is is I would judge myself based on if I had made my decisions out of fear. Like if I didn't try the things that I wanted to try, if I just took the comfy, easy, low stress, low risk decisions all the time. And so far, absolutely not. Or absolutely, I don't know how to answer that. I have not been very bold in my decisions, in my actions. I was watching a interview with Terry Crews, actor, among other things, and one of his favorite quotes was, I'm going to butcher it, but something to the effect of God will not have his work done by cowards. Basically, will not have his work made manifest by cowards. There we go. God will not have his work made manifest by cowards. That's Ralph Waldo Emerson, and it's a good one. It gets me. You can't do great things if you're too afraid to try. But I think that is a gradual process to build up to bigger, riskier decisions. You can't necessarily hold yourself accountable to doing it all at once in one go. It's sort of like you've you gotta build up to it, and develop the skill, the mindset of identifying what you want and then going for it, and maybe starting with small things. But that's one that it's always boggled my mind that I was afraid of doing things that I wanted to do. Why be afraid of that? And I think I need to think more about it, and specifically to put down the ideas. Like, writing down your fears, I think, helps, because when it's in my head, it's very it's nebulous. It doesn't really have a form. It's just fear. And if I write down, okay, why am I afraid? Then what comes out isn't that scary. And it's usually something like, I don't know, then people will know that I care about something. Like that's so weird. I'm very low energy today. Partly because I didn't have any coffee. I occasionally will scale back caffeine for a little while to kind of reset. And being low energy, I find actually makes me a little more in touch with certain emotions. And so it can be a good time for accessing certain parts of my psyche that I can't otherwise. Like when I'm in a good mood and have lots of energy, then there's no way for me to access some of the kind of quieter parts or the more sentimental parts or whatever. So when I am tired, it's sort of like, okay, at least I have, there's a little bit of a superpower associated with that. But I know I need to do more work on just thinking about what I want and why and what would constitute a failure in my mind. And it always comes down to not trying. Not trying is the actual failure. Trying and failing, I mean, that sounds like a pretty big success compared to not trying. It's a weird, wild ride to be in this place of kind of increasing self-awareness and trying to change how your brain works in regards to all of these assumptions and just kind of these programs that you've got built in, and becoming aware of those things and starting to ask more questions about them. It's just a weird, wild ride. And it's uncomfortable. I think that's a really common theme so far, is that all of the growth that I've experienced has been uncomfortable. It's been painful or just something that I was, viscerally repelled by as I got closer to it. And then once you're on the other side of it, it's like you're coasting down a hill and the cool breeze is on your face and you're like, yeah, what's the problem? That wasn't so bad. But leading up to it, you're like getting sweaty and you're coming up with every excuse in your head to turn back. And I'm not talking about anything crazy. I'm talking about like just kind of acknowledging certain things about yourself, like what you want. It's so weird to be so scared of those types of things. That's it. That's where my head's at the moment. So I'll leave it there. And if you're interested, give yourself some quiet time and think about these things. What would your future self on their deathbed, how would they judge? By what metric would they judge your life? I just don't want to not act out of stupid, nebulous, nonsense fear. Fear that would keep me from doing things that I want to do and that other people would want for me and that would be good for me and for other people. Like it's crazy to be scared away from paths like that. Okay. Anyway, sorry, low energy today, but Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.